Yeah.
200 podcasts.
The number one, bro. Let's get it done. It's gonna be. It's gonna be something.
Market's closed. Always sad to hear that.
So, just- Yeah. Let me just start with a basic introduction. My real name is Arnaldo, but I go by the name of Cash, and this is my brand. This is the brand that I run, and I'm here with my business partner, Leonel.
Exactly. Leonel Pires. Leonel Patricio Pires. That's my real name.
Yeah,
And my other names you don't need to know. You
But
might
yeah.
know on the way.
but yeah. So it's just a Friday. The market just closed, and we're just here to have fun. We're just bored, trying to just to pass time. Just to have time. But yeah, we're just going to talk about trading, business, a lot of things related to life in general. But I hope you guys stick to the end. Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a journey.
Might be
But
5 hours, but doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Let's go.
so the first thing I just want to know about how you started trading. How, because we both started trading at the same time. But I would like to hear from you. How has it been?
Okay, as you know, as you already said,
Yeah,
we started trading around the same time, around 2020.
yeah, back in this pandemic time.
And yeah, I mean, they made a mistake with the pandemic because we got a lot of time to learn the skill.
Yeah,
Um, it was useful.
yeah.
So 2020, and I met. When did I meet you?
I think it was back in either 2019 or 2018.
Exactly. It might look
Yes.
like we're friends for 20 years, but
But yeah,
we met each
just-
other not that long ago. But yeah, 2020.
and before trading, we were we were doing music.
Exactly.
It's
Still
how-
doing music.
This is how everything started. But yeah, we started trading back in 2020, and it's been a crazy journey because actually we started trading. I think we were 4 guys. We
Exactly.
used to meet up all the time back in this pandemic time, back in the quarantine, and we used to link up and analyze the charts, just exchange ideas. But fast forward 3 years in, almost to 4 years now, and
March.
yeah, March.
It's the
It's going
month.
to be the month that we started. But fast forward 3 years in the game, and I think we're the last man standing. But now, just kidding. The two other guys are not here, but they still in the game. But yeah, I don't want to take so long with this introduction, but
That's basically it.
basically it. And fast forward, I think 2 years in the game, we started trading with another guy that ended up he scammed us basically. But
Exactly. You don't need to know much about that.
yeah,
It's just
2 years, but we done passed through that, But yeah, so can you elaborate on how, like, let's say if I'm starting trading right now, on how I can get into the trading game, And again, I forgot to put this into the introduction. This is just a conversation between two future millionaire traders.
Of course,
So-
of course.
Do not take everything that we're saying as words. We're just exchanging our ideas.
We're still in a journey.
We're still,
So-
of course, and we still way too far from where we want to be. So just stay there and have fun with us. But yeah, back to the topic. I just want to say, like, let's say that I started trading right now, today.
Yeah.
I got into trading today. I want to know what are the steps that you can advise for people on how to get into trading game, on how to learn the skill.
In my opinion, number one, first of all, you need to want to make it as a trader, first of all, because that's going to give you energy to surpass every single difficulty.
Yeah,
And you need time, You can't be impatient in the markets.
Yeah.
You need time to learn. You need, yeah, basically that's it. Energy and time,
Yeah.
because those two things are gonna give you the rest.
Yeah.
You're gonna find knowledge through time, through your energy, and yeah, basically.
And a lot of work ethic, because a lot of people think that trading, you just get into trading today and you can expect to be successful just after 2 months or after weeks.
Exactly.
And for me, this is just being delusional, because the same way you go into college, you don't approach college thinking that you're going to graduate
Absolutely.
6 months in, So you have to be really patient when it comes to trading, because you have to know that the first 2 to 3 years are just going to be learning stages.
Learning mistakes
Exactly.
after mistakes, and yeah,
So you have to know that. And you touched on really important topic when it comes to time, because even if you are 6 years into the game, but if you're not putting the time into the charts, you're not going to accomplish nothing.
Exactly.
You're not going to succeed at this. So you have to still put in the time and the experience that you got, the experience that you gather through analyzing the charts, through
Exactly.
trading. So that's one of the things. But when it comes to, let's say when it comes to building a system, okay, so let's say there are a lot of strategies out there. So how can I know that this strategy works for me? This strategy can, how can I pick up the right strategy for myself?
Exactly. By the way, most strategies work, as you
Yeah.
already know. All you need to do is test your strategy,
Yeah,
gather data on your strategy, because that's the only thing that's going to give you confidence.
okay.
It's the only thing that's going to give you confidence. Nobody else is going to test for you. So get that, learn your strategy, test your strategy, and yeah, and stick to it, because people keep changing strategies, hoping, thinking that, okay, the next one is going to be
Yeah.
it, the holy grail. No, that's not how it actually works. You have to basically test. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, when it comes to strategies, I will say that I will add up on this, that strategies, you have to really find something that works for you, because we are different persons. We have different personalities at the end of the day. So you have to find what works best for the type of person that you are. So let's say if I'm an impatient person, why will I try to scalp? Because scalp is something that it has to be something that you are really, really paying attention to the price, because the price is really moving fast. So if you're impatient person, I wouldn't advise doing scalping, because you have to really no. Matter of fact, if you're an impatient trader,
Exactly.
I would like to say don't do swing, because
That's what I wanted to
yeah,
say.
yeah, I was sorry by that, but okay. So if you are impatient trading, don't go for swing, because you don't have patience to wait for the trades. So you can just do scalping, because scalping is something that I would say that is for the dopamine.
Exactly.
Yeah, people that
Dopamine seeker.
yeah, dopamine seekers. I'm not saying the scalping doesn't work. I'm not saying that, but you have to know that those small details can dictate either if you are going to succeed at these or not.
Exactly.
But for how long do you think that a trader should stick to something, should stick to a strategy to see if it's going to work or not?
To like just if you to think to see if the strategy is going to
Yeah.
work. I think
What's the time
first
frame?
through back testing you're gonna have an idea.
Yeah,
But I think if you're trading for at least 3 years, trading your strategy, your system,
yeah,
back tested everything for 6 years. I mean 3 years, sorry.
yeah,
You at least a guy that's invested 3 years, I think he has some experience
Yeah.
in the market, knows what's gonna happen, and yeah,
yeah. I would like to add up to that. It's not. It's not going to be an overnight thing.
absolutely.
It's not going to be an overnight thing. So I would say at least, let's say that first you have to backtest. You have to build your edge. So I would say one of the most important things is the back test. You know,
Exactly.
the phase when you are building your system, because you have to really work on back testing. And I believe that I'm a strong believer. We both believe that the more data you gather, the better you are. You know.
Exactly. And by the way, so they don't get confused, I think we're gonna touch on this about backtesting, a mechanical strategy,
Yeah.
mechanical system, and discretion. It's
Yeah.
very hard to backtest a discretionary
Yeah.
strategy. At least I don't know how to back. I don't. It,
And I
maybe
think
you know, but I don't know. It has to be mechanical because that's the only way, in my opinion, in our opinion, that you can get accurate results.
yeah, and also I've seen that a lot of traders struggle in the markets because as soon as they approach the markets, they have chaos in their mind because they don't know what they're going to do because they have a lot of things in their mind and they don't know how to start to analyze the market. So this is why mechanical system is going to help you out. Why? Because it gives you step-by-step process. So if something happens, you have to do this. If that happens, you have to do that. So a mechanical system, I would say that helped me a lot to improve my trading performance. But I would like to say that I will go back to the thing that I was saying, that back testing, the more data you gather, the better you are, because trading is a long term. We're playing a long term business right here. So
Exactly.
we have to approach these as a serious business. So we cannot take a strategy that we only tested for
2 months.
2 months and take it to use as a strategy that we're going to use for the next 10 years, because
Exactly.
it doesn't make sense. So let's say we are going to the battlefield. So let's say you are approaching your enemy and you don't even know how many enemies are there. You know, you just think that you're going to take down 2 guys. In reality, there are 500 guys. So
Exactly.
you
Your only perspective is those
it's
two,
two guys. So you have to know how to do this. So I would say that at least you have to gather 5 years worth of data.
Exactly.
At least
exactly. In
5
terms
years.
of data, it has to be at least 5 years.
5 years. So you can at least have an idea on how your strategy is going to perform over the long run.
term, exactly.
Because this is something really important, because I've seen a lot of guys that even ask me on why do you think I don't trust my strategy, or they say like they're struggling with their strategy, but they think that their strategy no longer works. So one of the first things that I like to ask is, how long of a data do you have? They just say like a year or something. So this is the first thing that I advise them to work on. Gather more data, because that 1 year data, you picked up the data that your system was being profitable
Exactly.
at that certain year. So you don't know how your system is going to perform over 5 years, over
Exactly.
10 years. So this is why you have to
They're basically projecting that 1 year good
exactly
of good results to like 10 years. Makes no sense.
exactly. And another thing, I would say that
And I
don't
see
know.
a lot of Twitter traders doing that. They show a track record of 1 month.
Yeah,
And
then
they
they
start
project.
flexing. I'm the
Yeah.
goat. I'm the.
And
It's
this is
crazy.
one of the things that I don't know if it happens to you too, but as soon as I started getting more and more experience, the years went by, and the more bullshit I can see through these guys, like most of these online traders, most of these flashy guys, they just, you can really see through their bullshit. So I will advise you guys to really, really be careful on who you look up to, because the industry is fucked up, man. Not even going.
Exactly.
But yeah, another topic that I wanted to touch on is, let me just see here, something really important. Okay, so we are still on this topic of
Before we move on, let's quickly summarize what the previous topic, how to build a system in simple steps.
yeah,
First, we talked about it, gathering knowledge.
yeah,
That's the first step. You go in, you pick a strategy, you test. Okay, you have your trading knowledge. What do you think is the next step?
After having the knowledge
Exactly.
and after testing the
exactly.
strategy. And I would say that to build your edge after doing those two steps, you have to test it in the real market.
Exactly.
So it's something that I learned when I was testing my strategy, because there's two things. There's your strategy performance and there's your performance. So
Which is completely different.
completely different. So this is why you have to just be patient, because don't expect to start performing right away, right when you are done building your system. So you have to give yourself time, because you have to know that through the back testing phase, we don't put mistakes right there.
Exactly.
We don't count the days that, I don't know, maybe something bad might happen. Like something can happen and you will not be able to trade at that day, so you're going to miss that setup. So you have to count these simple things that can affect your sample size. So I would say that your job as a trader on a daily basis is to reduce the gap between your strategy performance and your performance.
performance.
So the more you reduce that and make it 100% flawless,
The more accurate.
the more accurate, yeah,
mirrors
it is.
the,
Yeah.
the results.
And this is when I consider the trader successful. I don't consider a trader successful because he just made I don't know 100,000 on a
Anyone
trade.
can make that.
Uh,
Close your eyes and place a trade. You can. Make
yeah,
that.
I don't consider that, but this is what you're gonna see online. Like, traders flexing 100,000 to 100,000, but in reality, how much they had to lose before they made that 100,000.
So basically, psychology is that step. But
Yeah.
obviously, psychology carries on forever. So
Yeah,
you have your strategy, psychology, and the last part is capital, which we're gonna touch on later.
yeah,
But yeah, we can move on to.
yeah. So before we move on, I just want to add a little bit of psychology. I just want to give you guys a tip on it, and I think this is one of the things that we made our trading results be better. Is when we started listening to Mark Douglas, the one and only.
The best.
So if you don't know Mark Douglas, make sure
you know
do your
Mark
research
Douglas.
about him. You know, so you
That,
can't.
the game
You,
changer.
you cannot be a real trader without knowing Mark Douglas. So yeah, let's move on to the other topic, and the topic is basically we are still on the same topic, but it's a sub. I can call it subtopic.
Subtopic.
So course alone won't make you profitable, and this is a reality, because
Absolutely.
a lot of traders, a lot of people, beginners out there, I wouldn't put the blame on them, because it's really a dark industry, because a lot of gurus out there, they just making money off of beginner traders because they don't have knowledge on.
Before we talk about it's we're gonna complement what we're talking about right now about our journey.
Yeah,
Did we start with courses?
nah. We didn't have a mentor. Basically, we were our mentors. You know, I would say we had a mentor, but they didn't even know our existence. You know, online. I'm pretty sure every single video that you know out there about trading, we already watched. We already watched. So this is another thing that is going to solidify the work ethic. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Because I've seen a lot of guys giving excuses about I ain't got time, boom, boom, boom.
Then don't do it. Go somewhere else.
That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit, because it doesn't matter what you're trying to do in life. You have to know that if you're trying to accomplish something, you have to sacrifice some things.
Exactly.
So if you want to succeed, if you want to be really, really successful at something, you have to know that you have to prioritize the actions that are going to get you closer to your end goal. So if you have to cut off some people, just do it. Just do it. If you have to cut off some bad habits, just do it. So yeah,
Go on.
So I can say we pretty much watched every single video there. We
for free,
exactly
which is
free
important.
free videos, and I can say that throughout the time, our filter got thinner and thinner. We started filtering a lot of BS, and then this is when we got into, I can say, like three main guys that were pillars of our trading system. You know,
Exactly.
we pretty much trade the same. I would say the same way, but it's not the same way.
Exactly. Everyone's gonna have
His own tweaks,
slight, exactly, slight changes, and it's
Yeah.
not a problem because that's trading. A lot
Yeah.
of things work. Uh, yeah. I asked that question because to make sure people know that we didn't drop $500
On a course,
on a
not,
course in the
and-
beginning. It's free stuff on the internet.
yeah,
We watched the free stuff, got knowledge, we tested, which is important. We watched something else. Obviously, in the beginning, you're gonna jump and jump and jump to different strategies.
yeah,
We jumped through a lot of strategies. Elliott wave.
yeah.
What else?
Edit waves, I would say harmonies,
Harmonic pattern, exactly.
harmonic patterns, M's and W's, and I can see that support and resistance too.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Not that it's bad. Before we didn't have that stick to one strategy mindset. So that's why we were hopping. And
Yeah.
maybe they work. I'm pretty sure some of them work. But yeah, in the beginning, it's jumping all over the place. But yeah, we gathered that knowledge. And then, what happened?
so it got to a point that there was something that was missing in our trading. It was only one thing that was missing, that it was pissing us off, because it got to a time that you cannot be doing the same things all and all over again, expecting different results.
Exactly.
That's crazy. So it got to a time that we had to take a break from trading, just to start searching up, like, jump this guy, nah, these, nah. And then we found a guy that had something that we were looking for.
That's the key point. Looking for, because we already
Exactly.
knew the problem.
Because I think one of the things that you have to understand is that you don't have to take one course and then that's the course that's going to make you be successful.
Exactly.
No, you can just build the knowledge, build your system based on the knowledge that you gather from different people. Just
exactly.
take a bit of this one, bit of that, and then build your system. And then you go add the things that you learn through experience.
Exactly.
So this is what happened. I would say my strategy is just different knowledges from different people, and this is why why is important, because I think that's life in itself, because everyone has his own perspective of life. And my perspective is based on my environment and the things that I consume. So it can be either to I say this the other day, one of my videos. It can be through the things that I feed into my mind, my body, and yeah, these two things. So this can affect the way I see the world. So this is one of the things that we have to understand. Courses, we can use it as a stepping stone.
Exactly.
So courses alone won't make us successful. You still have to put in the work. It's the same as the gym. There's no such thing as that gym is going to get you more
Result than the other
than
one.
the other one. At the end of the day, you just go to the gym, use their equipment to build your body. At the end of the day, you are the one that's going to build your body through discipline, work ethic, and a lot of dedication.
Exactly. And to summarize, not to summarize, but on the very same
You
course,
plug the charger.
the very same course that we're talking about, that we're looking for a specific thing, and we ended up finding that specific thing. We watched the course, and we basically already knew everything else, but that one simple thing that we're looking for. And you don't get there. You can't just wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I want to be a trader," and I'm gonna find every secret right off the bat. No, it's step by step, and you finally know exactly what's happening to your.
And let me add one thing. Even after we found that thing, when I started testing, when I built my system, after a while, I encountered some new problems that I had to find out the solution by myself. And I think maybe you experienced the same thing, but
Exactly.
as a trader, you're always going to encounter problems. So this is why you have to have the ability of going after the problems yourself, because the solution is not going to come out of the sky,
I remember the times I used to come to your house. We used to sit there with different ideas. Right now, obviously, they seem like crazy. I think
Yeah.
we can say that, but it was
Remember
crazy.
the days that we used to try to hedge, buy there, buy here, sell there. The price is in the middle. We just wait until to see what is going to happen.
It's crazy.
If it breaks down, we cut off the buy and then let the sell run. But that doesn't
Crazy
work.
ideas.
That doesn't work, man.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to stop because I want to check something.
What did you about to say?
Okay.
So, when you're back, the camera decided to
Play games.
play a game with us. But yeah, let's get back to the topic that we were talking about. So we were talking about, yeah, it's recording. We're talking about building your system. The very single, the very single problem that we had, that we were looking for when we were building our system. That the very same thing that we had to look for to fix the only thing missing in our system. So you were giving your take on it.
Exactly. I said we ended up finding that one thing,
Okay.
but it was basically because of the work we did in the past 3 years. Again, we forgot to say when did we actually find the course. It was like 3 years into trading.
Trading, yeah.
So 3 years after suffering multiple times, we ended up finding the course, and that simple problem, again, we ended up finding there, and everything in the course, apart from that simple thing, we already
Right,
knew.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I want to add on that because I remember even when we were going through the course, we stopped trading. We were just finishing the course, and then this is when we got into the drawing board again. When we started building the real system, we took a break. I remember it took us almost 7 months, if I'm not mistaken, without trading, just
Exactly.
building our system, back testing, and really refining the system. And this is one thing that most of the traders don't want to do. They don't want to give themselves that time. They don't want to give themselves the time to build the system because they want to always be on the market. But
Exactly.
sometimes,
And one simple thing about back testing, you're gonna make mistakes. Like right in the beginning, you might back test and find mistakes, errors that don't reflect your actual results, and you have to start again.
yeah,
Same mistakes, and you have to start again. That's what basically we went through, and it's gonna be tough, but you have to dedicate your time to this because
yeah, it's either do it
it's crazy.
or do it.
Exactly.
There is no plan B. And if you want to succeed at these, those are the things that you have to pay. You have to know that you signed up for something and you have to pay. There's one saying that by natural law, you can have anything by the price of labor. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I think for this topic, I think we can just move on from that. Let's talk about prop firms. So, I remember at this very same time, by last year, we started discussing how we're going to approach prop firms, and what are going to be our strategies and all that. Because yeah, this I think we already knew about prop firms, but we started to really dive into them around this time,
Exactly.
November. Yeah, last year, and yeah, 1 year passed. I was funded with my first funds before everything happened, and now you're currently funded.
Exactly.
And yeah, what's your take on prop firms?
It's it's an important piece in your trading career basically. And going back a little, I remember about prop. You actually introduced me to
It's
prop
prop
firms, and
firms.
I was in the beginning. I was hesitant to, you know, I was like, no, let me trade my personal capital, my
Yeah,
$200, thinking I'm gonna
yeah,
make, I don't know, 5,000 or whatever. It's crazy. But yeah, prop firms, like we said, this is the capital part of your trading journey. We said
yeah.
there's strategy, your system, psychology, and capital.
Hold on, guys. Just make sure the camera is not playing games with us. Can you check it if it's working? We don't want to commit the same mistake like before, so go make sure you're still there, Bob.
Yeah, it's like the three phases: strategy, psychology, and capital. That's an important phase because most there's capital is a very sensitive topic because very few people can get access to like 10K, 5K. It's not easy.
Especially at the country we're in.
Exactly. Did you tell them the country?
I'm going to tell them at the end of the video.
So yeah, capital, because that's one thing. That's if you want to survive or make a living out of trading, you need capital like everything else. You need capital, and what did I want to say? uh Forgot what I wanted to say. You're not gonna make $10,000, or what's the average salary in the country we're at. I think
Average.
it's around the median. Yeah, exactly, average. I think it's $1,000, basic 1,000 or 2,000. That's the median salary. And to make that, you need a substantial amount of capital. You're not gonna invest 1,000 in
And get 1,000.
exactly,
Yeah.
like, because 1,000 to 2,000 is like a 100% return. It's crazy.
Not
So
even 100. Plus than that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you need capital to start this career. It's tough, and prop firms came here to solve that issue.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's kind of new, not kind of, but it's still it's an industry that's still growing, and it it, it helps a lot of people. What do you think
Yeah,
about it?
this is. I was. I touched on this topic earlier that after what happened to me with my Forex funds, after they started being investigated, I was only funded with them to lose all the funds that I had. And I wasn't going to let that affect my trading. I understood that that's a
So,
part of the process.
but before, explain to them what prop firm is, because I know some of them don't know, and what
So,
advantages you get.
prop firm is really something that, don't get me wrong, they don't want us to make money, but at the end of the day, if you have the skill, you can make money with prop firm. So, prop firm is just a company that give traders access to virtual money now, to virtual money. So they give us access as long as we have the skills and we pay the fee to participate on the challenge that they have, and we pass the challenges, we can get a certain amount of capital, of virtual capital. So,
That basically gives you the leverage you need to kind of
and
survive.
it's not a holy grail, but it's like a shortcut for us, for
For
traders
people who
don't
who
have that access of money.
and that have the trading knowledge,
Exactly. So
not beginners.
if you just started trading right now, or if you don't have your system, don't even consider prop firms because it's not it's not it's not the right
Path
time.
to you, and it's
Exactly.
not the right time as well. You all you're gonna do is put money in, and nothing is gonna
It's
come out of
gonna
it because the rules that those prop firms impose. Uh, okay, some people might say, yeah, but it helps.
discipline the
Exactly.
trading.
At some point, it does. But prop firms are not actually for beginners. They're for experienced traders, and experienced traders don't need to be
At the prop firm.
exact. Don't need those rules like your child. Oh,
Yeah.
risk this, risk that. So yeah, if you're a beginner, I would suggest you stay
Don't
away.
even
But if you have the trading knowledge, the skills for that, you can. That's a great leverage. It's yeah, you can leverage off prop firms.
and let me touch on the thing that we were talking the other day that if every single trader on their platform is making money, there's no way of
Exact. There's no business there.
for prop firms.
They're
So
not gonna survive.
yeah,
That's why recently you see prop firms banning countries with no reason
substantial
behind.
reason. Just
They ban country because a lot of traders maybe in that country are good, or I'm just gonna be fair. There's some cheaters out there, and I know some ways these people could be cheating. Hedging is one of them. That's why they ban hedging, because you can do some great stuff with hedging. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can cheat, but you can still get funded and get, you know, make a living off of it if you have the right skills. You don't need to be cheating. And one more thing, prop firms don't like. I forgot what I wanted to say. It's not a. It's not the end. You need, like, we always talk about this. You get your prop firm, you make your money, and then you put it in.
personal funds,
Exactly.
personal account.
Exactly. So keep
Yeah,
going.
this is. I actually talked about this in one of my vlogs. I think if you're watching this, I think you already watched the vlog. But if you didn't, make sure you do. So I was talking. I said that what happened with me with my forex funds was a big lesson because at that time I was aware of that thing, but it was a wake up call for me to really, really start moving towards that path. Really start taking things quick because at the end of the day, we don't really know for how long the prop firms are going to be around. So we don't have to take these things for granted. They might even be here around for more than a year, more
Exactly.
than 5 years, but it's not even bad if they are here for more than 5 years and we already have our personal capital, you know. So if you decide to first build your capital and then start using prop firms as a, I would say, like as a playground, you just
Exactly.
trying
To
to
basically leverage of like to scale up.
yeah, scale up. You can just
Exactly.
do it. But if something bad happens, worst case scenario, you already have your
A
capital.
personal account. Exactly.
So yeah, this is one of one thing that is really important. But I want to touch upon something on how you can scale up your trading. I think this is within this
Within the prop
the prop
firm.
firm topic.
Exactly. Um, exactly like I already said, prop firms give you that leverage that basically nothing else gives, because you can, let's pick a prop firm, like any.
Can be true forex funds.
What's the amount? What's the fee for a 10K account?
10K I think is around 85 euros.
So you
85.
put 85 euros to get access to 10K. Obviously, you don't have access to the whole capital, but you can make a lot. Just make 1%. What's 1% of 10K?
100.
100, and you covered your fee. And it's crazy, the leverage. And obviously, 10K is not where it ends. You can get 50K, 100K. So this is a really good way to leverage. I mean, to scale up your trading, because the other way, it's difficult, but it's possible, which is investors capital. You have
Yeah.
to go out there, uh, get, I don't know, pitch people to give you money. You need a track record as well for people to want to put money into you. So that's basically it. You can expand on this.
Yeah, but scaling up is something that I would say that for you to start considering that thing of scaling up, you have to already be consistently.
Exactly.
You have to be consistently. So many of the traders might not even understand about scaling up because this is not your problem right now. So you have to take steps. You have to fix. You have to build your way up until you become able to fix this issue. But yeah, prop firms is really one of the best ways that we have
Right
to
now.
right now to scale up because I can say that 5 years ago or 10 years ago, um, they didn't really have other ways than trying to pitch investors or
Imagine the
build
world.
your own capital, like build your,
Imagine the world before prop firms.
yeah, we have to be
Crazy.
grateful at the same time. And
Exactly.
yeah, times have changed, you know. We are in a time that I wouldn't say it's easier, but at a certain time it's easier.
It's the best
It's
time
the
to
best.
actually
Exactly.
start basically trading because you have that prop firm thing.
So and this is one I would say is also a double-edged sword because let's say if someone just came across trading today and they already know what is a prop firm.
It's dangerous.
So and then they just gonna think like I don't have to start with small cap and then I just go straight up to prop firms. And listen, we only started taking prop firms challenges after 3 years, I think.
Exactly.
After 3 years.
3 years.
After 3 years.
And there's an important story we actually forgot to tell them, like why did we actually start trading prop firms? And obviously there's that leverage part, but like there's I've been thinking about this lately. Prop firms, they want you to put your $30 or $100 and buy an account.
Yeah.
Brokers want you to trade the $30 or $100 and
They
expect
want, yeah.
exactly, and that one is gonna disappear. So obviously we started trading small accounts. You can't really risk 1% on a small account, and
Yeah, and build your way up.
exactly your stop loss has to be super tight.
Yeah.
Because so that was one problem we faced, and he he did his stuff. He investigated about prop firms. I didn't know anything about prop firms. I was still brainwashed into trading like small accounts. He came with that proposition. I was like, okay, let me think about it. Went home. It didn't even take a week. I saw the opportunity here. It's crazy. The risk to reward is crazy
Yeah,
with prop firms.
and it's something that it looks too good to be true.
Exactly.
To be honest, because I remember back in those small cap days, I remember I used to not take trades because my stop loss was too big, and I couldn't risk 1% just off of that stop loss.
Exactly.
So I'm trading SMC. So to all the SMC haters out there, so it works. So yeah, so let's say I have in one trade, in one setup I have like a 15 pip stop loss, and depending on the pair, 15 pips stop loss might be more than 1% of my small cap. So
Exactly.
since I was really being um mechanical with the way I approached my setup, I wasn't that mechanical back then, but I was getting into it. So I saw that if I take this trade, actually I'm going to risk 2% instead of
Exactly.
1%.
And it's
So
not your fault. Like it closes you in that box of having a
exactly.
small.
So sometimes you have to be able to take these decisions. Are you going to take the trade knowing that you're going to risk more than,
1%.
or you're going to leave it? And you have to know that if you leave, the one can be a winning trade. Either it doesn't matter if it's a winning or not, but it's going to affect your sample size.
Exactly.
So those are the decisions that used to really piss us off, because imagine how it's going to affect your psychology when you decide to not take that trade and it actually is a winning trade.
It's crazy.
You see, so in trading, you have to show up every day. And there's another thing that I see a lot of traders out there talking about. This setup looks too beautiful. I'm going to risk uh, more here just because he looks like a high probability. Probably, I don't get how
Exactly.
they come into that conclusion, because for me it doesn't matter. As I said before, if you listen to Mark Douglas, it doesn't matter on how beautiful your setup looks. You have to stick to your risk parameters.
Exactly. And I think that th- those kind of trade, I think it involves discretion because
Yeah,
I don't, because I believe that's, in my opinion, okay, they take a trade today. It's a winning trade. Oh, it's the best trade I've ever taken. And then some other setup comes along that looks similar, and they think, oh, okay, this is, I don't know, this is a high probability. Why?
yeah,
To me, at least, I believe all of the winners and losses,
a high probability.
exactly, they look basically the same. If I had that one thing that differentiates winners and losers, I would be making crazy money right now.
Yeah,
'Cause
this
it's
that's
crazy.
that's true. And I've seen also traders that they say that when you take a loss, you have to go back and investigate why that was a losing trade.
It's
I don't understand these two, because how do you expect to have 100% winning like strategy, 100% winning rate, or 100% accuracy?
exactly because not
You
not
have to accept the losses. Losses are
exactly
part of the game. You have to understand, if you are on your losing streak, be grateful, because that means that the winners are coming.
exactly.
So it's just a random distribution between the losses and the wins.
Exactly. Like it's not every loss that's worth going back and figuring out why. Maybe like Mark Douglas. If you actually watch Mark Douglas, he tells you there's a story he told in the book. He said, I'm gonna paraphrase. I don't know exact. I forgot exactly,
Yeah.
but the context was he was in a trading floor. I don't know if it was Chicago or New York, where he used to work, and he talked to a friend. It's crazy. He talked to a friend of his. He was like the best technical analyst in the firm, and he said he was explained like, you're Mark Douglas. I'm here telling you this line. Like he sounds like the best technical analyst. And then he left. There's another friend. He talked to another friend. He said the other friend said, I forgot exactly what happened, but he called and he put I don't know how many orders in the market.
Remember.
So and the market just spiked. The technical analyst like, look what
What
happened.
happened?
But in reality, it doesn't matter. Your line does not move the market. Your line does not. People with enough money do move the market,
Yeah.
not your line. So I forgot what you were saying, but
You have to, regardless of how beautiful the setup looks, you
exactly.
have to still
It's like there's
respect
no
your risk.
reason behind that you're gonna fix. Okay, you lost today because someone in New York, Wall Street, bought this pair. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Are you gonna go? You're gonna travel to New York and complain?
yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah. But that's it. I can see. Yeah, I would like to do these things that often, but I let's just to finish off. Let's see what we're going to talk about. I think we already cover pretty much everything.
Exactly.
But yeah, just
We're gonna go into more depth
yeah,
on other
with time.
topics.
And
Exactly.
let us know if you really enjoyed this conversation. Just let us know in the comment section. We can actually start doing this consistently. But
Exactly.
yeah, it was just a conversation, man. It was good to exchange our ideas. But yeah, this off, just to finish this off, um, where do you see yourself as a trader for the next 5 years?
My plan as a trader. This is. I've been thinking about this a lot actually, but with trading, I actually want to push trading to a whole different level. Like obviously I'm gonna invest my money in other areas, but with trading specifically, I'm looking to build algorithms with the strategies I create over because I enjoy creating strategy. I enjoy creating rules and going back, testing them, and seeing the
If it
results
works,
exactly
yeah.
if it works or not. So one of my end goals with trading specifically is to create these algorithms, diversification. We forgot to touch that, which is very important, even within prop firms. It's
Yes.
important. But yeah, that's my goal with prop firms. Create algorithms, diversify my investments, make the majority of my money there, take that money and go invest in other areas, other businesses. That's basically it. It's, sounds simple, but obviously it's challenging. But we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
What about yours?
And for me, watch out, I'm coming. I'm going to create the sickest trading community out there.
Of
I'm
course,
going to just remember this. I will make sure I put this clip when this happens.
of course,
But yeah, my plan is to create the sickest community because I see a lot of BS out there. I see a lot of
plenty.
BS, and it's something that I really want to fix. I'm really big on become the person you wish you had, become the mentor you wish you had coming up, become the partner you wish. In order to become, in order to attract the best partner, you have to become the best partner. You know, so yeah, I'm really big on self improvement. So trading is a business, and why I really like trading is because in order to become a better trader, you have to become a better person.
Exactly.
So it goes hand in hand. So this is why I really like trading because by being a trader, it allows me to become the best version of myself. So this is why I want to put these two things in the same bucket and move forward. This is what I want to connect with other guys so we can share different perspectives. I'm pretty sure that you have your passions aside trading. I also have my passion aside trading. So this is why I want to create the community because with different guys, we're going to share our passions and
Exactly.
possibly we're going to create business business out of that. But yeah, I think we've been on for too long right now. We're just gonna finish off right now. And yeah, if you think that there was a productive talk, if you think that this was actually something good, just make sure you click the like. Oh, all of that script. You already know,
Share,
man.
subscribe,
Just do all of that.
IG, everything.
And yeah, I'm going to plug all the socials down in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Yeah, actually, this was good.